Are you looking for a way to increase your reading scores? Through planning activities that not only increase fluency, but build background knowledge, academic vocabulary, and reading stamina? Well, look no more. On ReWorks, which is a free website, they have a resource called An Article a Day. Hi, my name is Kristen Adams, and I'm a staff development facilitator at the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit. If you would like help with this or any other professional development, feel free to email me at adamc@cliu.org. Today, we're going to explore an article a day. Why use an article a day? The three main things that using an article a day will help is increase background knowledge, academic vocabulary, and your students' reading stamina. Students come to the classroom with a wide range of experiences and backgrounds. This makes it very challenging for a classroom teacher to accommodate those. Through using an article a day approach, teachers can integrate all of the important reading skills and strategies in a 10-minute a day philosophy. The daily routine consists of this. Step 1, set the purpose for reading. Step 2, students read or listen to an article. Step 3, the book of knowledge. Step 4, students share knowledge in 1 to 2 minutes. An article a day is a simple routine that you can incorporate into your school-wide plan or into an individual classroom. The recommended time is 15 weeks. There's a scope and sequence available on reworks.org that will help you fit in different topics throughout the school year. Everything you need is free and available for you online. In step 1, set the purpose for reading. The teacher's job is to explicitly state the purpose for reading. This is something that occurs every day in the beginning of the lesson. As the year goes on, you do not have to introduce the purpose every single day, but remind the students now and again, or start with a guiding question of why they're reading that article. How much time do you think your students are spending on reading each day? Research says that students spend less than 15 minutes per day reading. It is critical that we increase the amount of time that students are reading if we're going to increase our reading scores and our reading stamina. So adding an article a day will add 10 minutes to your daily routine that will help your students increase the time that they're spending in text. Students can read or listen to any of the articles. Online, there are tons of resources that are available to you at your fingertips. Research has proven that when students read related articles, they grow their knowledge and vocabulary exponentially more quickly than they otherwise would. Students have a lot of exposure to fictional texts, but informational or nonfiction texts are often hard to find. On ReadWorks, you can find anywhere from kindergarten to 8th grade reading levels. However, even the articles that are there for 8th graders could be used for our upper level students as well. Students that cannot read fluently, there's an option to have it read to them. After they complete their reading, they use the book of knowledge. What the book of knowledge is a spot where a student can write down 2 to 3 things that they learned about the article. They could do that on a piece of paper, in a composition book, or online. There are digital tools that are available free of use for you and your school. In addition to the extra writing practice that they get every single day, you're building on that reading-writing connection, and students are taking that knowledge that they learned and articulating it in 2 to 3 things. Here are a few examples of what a book of knowledge could look like. It could be something as simple as an anchor chart that you utilize every day. If you see on the bottom, in the middle, there's a student who did an article Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and you can see a kindergarten student can show a picture of what they learned. They can listen to something. They can still share what they know through their book of knowledge. Above that picture is a way that a student organized their book of knowledge through little Post-it notes at the bottom. If you see, it says plants and animals. As they start to read different things, they're now connecting the plants that they've read about, the articles that they've read about animals, and they're recording something that they learned, 2 to 3 things. The last component is step 4, which is when the students share their knowledge. This is usually a 1 to 2 minute snippet of what they learned. It's important that students have an opportunity to share what they learned with other students in the classroom. This technique will allow students to have not only time to read, but to respond to their reading through writing and then sharing. Students can be asked to turn in and share with a partner first before sharing out. You could have 1 or 2 students share, or you could have a few students who read similar topics. You could divide your class up into different articles for different students and levels as well. There are a few other recommendations to utilize when using an article a day. Aim for 15 or more weeks during the school year. The scope and sequence is on ReadWorks, so feel free to check that out. Establish a routine and a time of day. That is critical. You could use it as a transition time or a bell ringer in your classroom. Just remember that the purpose of an article a day is not to take away from the ELA or other important instruction. It is designed to be a quick, independent routine that allows students to explore text on their own level independently. If you have ELL students in your class, there is extra support for them as well. One of the features that they can utilize or any other student in your classroom that needs it is the audio version. There's also sets that contain Boost, which are slightly lower level text, or Challenge, which are slightly higher. If you have a student that finishes early, feel free to have them select a challenge article, maybe something that they're interested in, or something they want to build upon that they've learned before. Stop for a minute and think. Imagine how adding an article a day will change your school. That reading, writing, thinking, and sharing will help your students grow and learn. There are so many ways that you can use article a day. I encourage you to pick one of them and to explore it with your school or your classroom. I'm excited to see how it works at your school or in your class. Feel free to reach out to me for more information, or if you would like me to demonstrate anything that you saw today. Thank you for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.